and Carlin. I'll get a weather report as well when I can. Yeah, no worries. Hello everyone and welcome back to Summit League Racing, where we are back for some more Formula 2 action, where we've got the triple format this week with 2 sprint races and obviously 1 feature race. And joining me tonight is the one and only Harry Noble, aka SLR Ham. So welcome back, mate.
Yeah, good evening, man. Looking forward to this one. It's my first time experiencing the triple format, so be interesting to see. I heard that we weren't let down in Portugal, so I'm hoping for more of the same.
Indeed, hopefully it's going to be some good action once again. We're about to get underway for the one-shot qualifying. Last week, in what was a rain-soaked Austria, as you would know as well, it was, well, myself who took pole position last week in Austria with the first pole position of the season. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do that tonight because we're not racing, of course. But we'll see who can pick up that the 4 points for pole position here tonight, as we are going to get underway now. And let's get the championship standings up very, very quickly. We are going to run on board with, who are we going to go with? Let's go on board with SLR Darnell, the championship leader. Why not? In the HWA Race Lab car. Currently the top of the standings with Race Roller behind him. UK Beast Assassin not far behind as well, and Crispy still, of course, in that fight. Top 4 very, very close at top. Race Roller looking to get over 1,000 total points in his Formula 2 career this weekend. We'll see what he can do. It's currently Crispy who's on provisional pole at the moment. Darnell just in P2. So looking to maybe snatch it back later on in the lap as they go towards Luffield now into the second sector. And who is going to take this pole position here in Silverstone this evening? As we've got Dorsey in the chat. Good evening, Dorsey. Hopefully you enjoy the stream tonight. And into Cops we go then. Still Crispy on top as it stands, with Darnell slipping in behind. So 2 Campos, I believe it is, with Czech and Dodgy in P3 and P4. So Dodgy doing really, really well at the moment. Race Roller, last season's champion, currently in P7. Maybe he's going to be wanting more. And I think Dodgy's invalidated at Cops because he's just dropped down the order. Darnell still holding P2 with Crispy still holding provisional pole at the moment. As towards Stowe we go now. In the final sector, not long left of the lap. It's looking like it's going to be Crispy still who's going to take the pole position. Into the final chicane, the final couple of corners we go with SLR Darnell. He's dropped down to P3. Czech is up there in P3 at the moment. Darnell going back into P2, but crossing the line. It's going to be Crispy on pole by 0.3 of a second, taking pole position once again, and 4 points to help him in his championship fight. Darnell lined up on the front row alongside him. Czech up in P3. UK Beast Assassin P4. Southerner P5. And we saw Dodgy, who was up there in the middle of the lap, unfortunately invalidated. He's going to be starting 19th, unfortunately. Last season champion Roller in P9. Tridents of Mason Gammon and Monkey in P7 and P8. So not a bad qualifying session from Trident. But yes, it is Crispy that takes pole position here in Silverstone. What do you think of that, Ham?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be big for the race, really. Crispy needs the points in the championship, of course, because Darnell got himself a nice little lead, or has been extending that as well after a feature race win last week, of course. I was spending my time sort of just checking the invalidations. It seemed as though Division had invalidated his lap in sector 1, so obviously not the ideal start to the weekend for him. And then I think the others sort of fell victim around Cops and Marriott's and Beckett's. But I mean, pretty close really between, what's that, the top 12, less than 2 seconds between the lot of them. But it's almost the gap gets bigger as you go towards the front really, because you've got a second separating the top five, but it's the usual suspects up the front. Maybe roll a slightly out of position in P9.
Indeed, as we are now going to get underway for sprint race 1. Obviously, if you didn't join us for qualifying, it is going to be raining for this first race, as you can see. We have got the triple format this weekend, so it's 2 sprint races and the feature race at the very end. And for this first race, we flip the top 10. So it is Ads, I believe, on his Formula 2 debut, will start on pole position. Race Roller in P2, Monkey P3, and the other Trident and Mason Gammon in P4. JD Menz will be P5, SLR Sunderland P6, UKB Assassin P7 for MP Motorsport, SLR Czech P8, SLR Darnell P9, Crispy rounds out the top 10, and the top 11 as you were are SLR Bennett, SLR Marsh, Owen Howe 36, SLR Charlie, Primus Gaming, Night Ranger, SLR Allen, BCFC Josh, who picked up his first F2 points last week, SLR Dodgy and Division round out the grid as we're going to get underway for this first sprint race then. And obviously he's going to be affected by the rain.
Yeah, I mean, what a way to open your account really for Ads. Putting it on reverse grid pole for your first race. I mean, P10 is not a bad position to be in really, because it obviously gives you that opportunity in the first sprint race, and then again gives you an opportunity. Even if you do fall down the order a little bit, you'll still be in and amongst it, hopefully, for the second sprint race, of course, because then the finishing result of this race, the top 10, then gets flipped again to form the grid for the second sprint. So plenty of opportunities for points, of course, tonight. Maybe we'll see some different drivers up there, because, as I say, you know, you've got 3 chances to get yourself up and amongst it. It'll be interesting to see how quickly, if at all, the sort of top 4 of Beast, Czech, Darnell and Crispy get through the pack, because obviously in those wet conditions you do have to be, you know, substantially faster really than the guy ahead of you to go for a move. I've heard it's, you know, a second a lap, if not more. You need to be faster than someone really to actually be able to overtake them. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously Darnell showed pretty good pace in the wet last week, so I'd keep my eye out on him.
Indeed, we will see what the man leading the F2 driver standings can do. We've seen a few drivers get disqualified on the formation lap, having a few collisions or a few spins, if you're Chaley Menz, as he normally does on formation laps. But yeah, it is Ads on his F2 debut, I believe. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Starting on reverse grid pole position, so we'll see what he can do on his debut.
Yeah, it might be a little bit tricky there with Menz in 5th, Corey, because he'll have cold tyres as well, and cold tyres and the wet obviously is a nightmare for traction. So he might cause a little bit of trouble in amongst the mid pack as they all try to get their way through turns 1 and 2, and obviously with the braking zone of turn 3. Although I imagine in these conditions, sorry, most of the drivers will be braking pretty heavily for the first corner as well.
We will see then as we reach towards the end of the formation lap now for this 11-lap sprint race. And as we said, Ads on pole, Race Roller P2, Monkey P3, Mason Gammon P4, JD Menz 5th, Southern 6th, UK Beast Assassin 7th, Czech 8th, Darnell 9th and Crispy rounds out the top 10. But who is going to take victory in this first sprint race then? Get your predictions in the chat while we've got a minute. And we'll see who is going to get the top 3 in this race. It is meant to be a wet race 1, as you can see, and the final 2 races are meant to be dry. So we'll see, and obviously no mandatory pit stops in the 2 sprint races, but in the feature race, mandatory pit stop can only be served after lap 3, but not behind a virtual safety car. So we'll see when the drivers choose to take that. As we see the 2 cars on the grid, they got disqualified, and Ads is about to make his way into his grid spot to get underway for this F2 race this evening, sprint race 1.
Yeah.
Division now.
I think if you're Monkey and Roller here, you're in a pretty good spot. You want to try and get Ads as quickly as possible, and hopefully just run away with it.
We will see then as the lights are now coming on ahead of the drivers. 5 lights are on, and we're underway here at Silverstone. It's a very tentative start from everyone, but they have got away safely, it seems. Few overtakes going on the back. Owen losing a few positions, and Roller's already into the lead then by turn 1. Last season's F2 champion is already into the lead as we've got something happening at the back.
Yeah, half spinner there. I think it may have been Josh or Night Ranger. Thankfully someone hit him back the other way, so he's got going again, and minimal damage caused there.
JD Menz and Mason Gammon are going side by side for P3 this is. Sorry, P4. JD Men's just about able to hang on and get past the Trident driver. Monkey in P3 still. But JD Men's making his way past the Trident of Mason Gammon, sorry. Can't get the names right. And UK Beast Assassin and Check are going to go side by side towards Luffield. We go now. The hairpin. And going towards the old pitch straight. Check is still on the inside. Can UK Beast Assassin hold on to that 7th spot? They're still going to go side by side. They're going to go side by side towards Cops. Surely not. But they still are. Going on to the old pitch straight. The Campos and the MP Motorsport car, they are going to go side by side. Going through Cops, Check has got the move. Crispy's trying to hold off Darnell now. And Crispy's up into P9, past the HWA. It's a good start from them. Oh, and side by side going. Mason Gammon and SLR Southerner. Gammon holding on to 5th place now as they go towards the end of the first lap. But it is Race Roller who takes the lead then.
Yeah, ideal start for Roller. As I kind of mentioned, he wanted to get into the lead as quickly as possible, I feel. And yeah, ideal, perfect jump off of the line. Darnell had a little look around the outside at Cops on Crispy, but there was never going to be a chance that Crispy gave him the room. But you know, it was fair driving. But yeah, Crispy was never going to allow Darnell to get that one done. So you know, as they were for those two. But there's a bit of battling going on ahead with Menz and Gammon though.
Indeed it is, as they go on towards the main straight now. Gammon had a look on the inside of the chicane on JD Menz, but Menz just able to hang on. Crispy and Darnell have swapped positions. Darnell's now back up into 9th place past Crispy in the dams. So Darnell making his way back up the way he started. He's now catching up to UK Beast Assassin, but he's going to wait behind. And there's a little bit of scrap going on ahead between Mason Gammon and Sunderland. Check's now going to get involved in this. So it's going to be a 3-way battle for P5. Check with the up and under, might be able to get past Southerner here. They're going side by side, going on to the back straight. Who is going to get this position? They're still going to go side by side, and they're catching up to Menz as well now. Top 3 have flown away.
Oh.
1.6 seconds ahead. There was a contact at the back.
Yeah, I didn't quite see it, but Primus Gaming's just careered off into the wall there. Not ideal after only a couple of laps. Out front though, the top 3 pulling away. So this battling between Menz and those behind is really helping the top 3 out, because in conditions like these, you know, if you can put some time between you and the rest of the field, it's really going to come in handy later into the race as the field starts to spread out a bit more.
Indeed it will. We saw a few people having a quick look at Cops there. Check is now going to have a look on SLR. Darnell going to Maggots and Beckett's. He does back out rightly. Darnell holding on to 8th place now. But yeah, a bit of a train now started to form from 4th place all the way down to 10th. Bennett falling back a little bit, 1.3 seconds behind this little battle. Oh, and Check a little slide out of Beckett's. Just able to catch the car there. Southern now catching to the back of Mason Gammon. The battle for P5 goes on as they head towards Stowe. Is he going to go down the inside? Yes, he is. But is he going to make it work? I don't think he is. He's a little far back still here. Slight contact between the two. A little bit of wheel banging. And I think Southern is just going to hold behind for a little bit now. Check's going to have a look, down the inside on Darnell for P8. Can he make it work? The Campos and the HWA, there's contact. Check looking to make his way through, but he's been pushed off the track, and Darnell just about to hold on to the position.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, it's difficult to overtake anyway, let alone trying to overtake someone that's almost identical pace to you. But yeah, I mean, this fighting's really going to be helping those out front. I'm sure Roller and Ads and Monkey will be praying for more of this, but it's a great watch for us. You know, I'm not complaining myself, but I'm sure the likes of Darnell and Crispy are probably wanting to get on with it a bit, as Darnell's going back around the outside of Chet there, and I think these two are still going at it actually, because Darnell was ahead. Chet might have a look down the inside, is he? Nah, he's going to just settle in, but Crispy had a little look there as well. So as I say, they're kind of wanting to get on with it, but just struggling to get the moves done in these conditions.
And Crispy still having a look on Check now. The battle for P9 once again. Crispy lost out to Darnell a few laps ago, making his way back down to P10, but he wants to catch back up to the Campos of Check. Darnell's catching up to UK Beast Assassin as well. Southern right on the back of Mason Gammon once again. The battle for 5th still goes on, but this is a very long train. It's providing some very good action for us in the com box, and I'm sure for everyone watching as well. And as Darnell is still right on the back of UK Beast Assassin. Southern, I think I don't know where to look at the moment. Southern is still right on the back of Mason Gammon, the battle for P5. Can he make it work going towards Stowe? He's gaining. He's definitely gaining. It's a 10th and a half. He's still gaining. Is he ART? Can he go down the inside of the Trident? Yes, he is. Can Southern make this one work? It'd be a lovely move if he can. UK Beast Assassin and Darnell are battling as well. Southern maybe Mason Gammon with a switchback. He has made it work. Who's going to get it though? Going towards the chicane we go. The final couple of corners.
Oh,
With the inside.
no.
Mason Gammon's getting the inside line. And I think he's just about made it through. They're still going side by side as they go towards the main straight. It
God.
looks like Southerner has got the position.
I'll tell you what, some brilliant car control there from Darnell as well. Got hit up the rear by Czech going into Vale and somehow managed to hold the car and not lose a position or too much time really. As just a corner before he was looking around the outside of Beast. So yeah, more action going on in the midfield. Look at how tight it is through here. I mean, you've got to be so careful not to just, slightly miss your braking point and hit the back of someone, because obviously that's your race over at that point. Any sort of damage in these conditions and you're really going to struggle with the car.
It's the battle we said the top three have flown away a bit. Well, Race Roller's kind of flown away from Ads a little bit now, and yellow flags at the back. I think that is for Owen, who has gone off once again, and his bad form in Formula 2 continues, unfortunately for him. Mason Gammon and UK Beast Assassin are going to go side by side through Luffield and going on to the back straight. The old pit straight. Oh, there's a little bit of wheel banging. Now Darnell's going to get involved in this battle now as they head towards Cops. Too wide into Cops, the HWA and the Trident of Darnell and Mason Gammon. Who's going to get the position? Looks like Mason Gammon's going to get with the inside line, but Darnell fighting back around the outside. And towards Maggots and Beckett's they go now. Darnell has the position comfortably, but Crispy and Czech are going to go side by side into Maggots and Beckett's. Czech just keeping his nose in there, but Crispy now up into P9. I was going to say the battle for P2 is now going on between Monkey and Ads as they head towards Stowe. But yeah, Race Roller now pulling away quite a bit now.
Yeah, it was a brilliant move from Czech as well. Crispy, sorry, on Czech. Tried it round the outside of Cops, couldn't quite get it done, but he got a brilliant run on the exit, and then yeah, going into Maggots, he had the corner, had the line, as Ads has just made a big mistake there, and that's going to allow Monkey through, I think. Yep, round the outside, and he's got it done. So Monkey not losing any time at all, really trying to get past Ads, but he's got 2.5 seconds to Roller, who's just set the fastest lap. Or not, as Southerner puts one in. So yeah, some good pace here from the guys at the front, but 6-7 laps these guys have to catch Roller. It's going to be a tall order, I think.
It definitely will be. It's been a very good start this season, shall I say, for Monkey. He took his first Formula 2 win, I believe it was in France. Had a very good performance in Baku as well, and continuing his brilliant form here at Silverstone as well, looking to take another podium to his name. As Darnell is now catching back up to UK Beast Assassin for the battle for P6, but Southerner just catching up to Men's ahead. Can he make it work as they head towards the infield now? Don't think he can. He's a little bit too far behind. Darnell closing up to Beast Assassin as they head towards the hairpin. And onto the old pit straight. It will be soon. Seen quite a few moves going into Cops and Maggots, so we might be seeing another one here if he can stick with the MP Motorsport car.
Yeah, this battle's kind of been going on all race really, Corey, despite the fact that they've had multiple cars in between them at times. Darnell looking like the faster of the two drivers at the moment, but I'm sure Beast is going to use every inch of the track that he can in order to keep that HWA behind him. Southerner as well, as you say, looking pretty racy behind Men, so we might see a couple of overtakes here from the brothers as we head down towards Stowe.
And Southerner catch up to Men's. He's gaining. He's got the slipstream. Where's he going to go, inside or outside? He's going to go to the inside of Stowe. Can the ART driver make it work? He's brake later, and he has made it work. But can Men's do the switchback? Yes, he can. But is it going to be enough to get past the ART? No, it isn't. Southerner with a brilliant move up into 4th place now. And it looks like Division and Bennett are swapping around for P11. Division gets a place. Crispy and Mason Gammon are going to go side by side for P8. Crispy's gone a bit deep into Vale. And now Czech's getting involved as well. He's up into 9th place now and making advantage of all of this. So a good move from Czech there.
Yeah, I'm sure Crispy probably wouldn't have wanted that. I think he would have wanted to get past Mason, but have kept himself in between Czech and Crispy. But unfortunately, Czech was pretty opportunistic there to go for the move, as Darnell and Beast still going at it. It looks like Darnell's got the move done now, though, but Beast's going to come back at him through the loop.
That was very, very close. Slight contact between the two. Darnell makes his way through and up into 6th place now. UK Beast Assassin now down to P7, and the gaps are starting to open up a bit, but Southerner is now gaining on Ads. He's having a bit of connection issues, we saw earlier on as well, but Southerner looking to take another podium in Formula 2. Missed out on the race win in France, looking for redemption to get some more points back. He's got a good run out of Luffield and towards Woodcote, and now towards Cops they go. He's going to go down the inside as SLR Southerner at Cops. wheel banging between the two. Who is going to get the position? It looks like Ads is going to get it. He's gone off the track, and he's just going to be able to hold on, it looks like, as they head towards Maggots and Beckett.
Yeah, a little bit cheeky there from Ads, using the Astra on the exit to keep the place. I think if that was real life, he might be getting his engineer telling him to give that one back, but obviously in this situation, not going to be the case. I'd say I wouldn't count Sona out really of maybe P2. I think the wind's too far gone now. I mean, he's got 5.5 seconds to catch the roller, and obviously Ads and Monkey still to get past, but he's looking pretty quick. I wouldn't count him out a second here, but he's got his brother breathing down his neck as he's looking to go for a move on Menz. To be fair to him, he's done pretty well, Menz. I'm pretty sure he started 5th, so he's held his place despite not really being able to do the formation lap as well.
One man who's had a very good race. I've just seen make a move on Mason Gammon in his Division. He's gained 10 positions so far from the back of the grid, and he's right behind SLR Czech as well. Division having an absolute brilliant race in the dams and looking to get his way into 9th place now and chasing down maybe a points paying position. Maybe the gap's a little bit too far, but we will see what Division could do. He's showing some exceptional pace so far. Not long to go now in this race. 5 laps to go as they head down the back straight, the Wellington straight. Can Division get past SLR Checker? We're actually going to go up to Darnell because he's right by side by side with Jelly Menz now for P5 as they head towards.
Oh, contact ahead, Corey. Southerner.
Oh yes.
And Ads.
That was very close.
Yeah, Southerner just not quite slowing it down enough, flipping the rear of Ads. It's getting a little bit messy now. Oh, Menz has gone in the back.
Menz has somehow caught it and has only lost a few positions. I think Division, who's that? Czech's
Czech's
had a moment as well.
Czech's followed him.
Woodcote. That's a shame for Czech, who's had a very good race so far and has lost his front wing and is now going to drop down the order into the back of the field, unfortunately for Czech. The battle for P3 still continues. Southern made his way through. Darnell up to P4, following his brother through. Ad's losing a couple of positions. He's picked up a penalty now for track limits. Beast is getting involved. Crispy's getting involved. He's in this battle as well. He's making big gains in this battle. And it looks like Beast Assassin is going to go around the outside at Stowe. Can he make it work? Before the corner, there's a slight contact between the two. Maybe he came across a little bit early. Crispy's now going to get involved. Can he go around the outside of Stowe as well? Him and Ads going side by side. Beast has gone off the track. And it looks like he's going to hold on to P5. Ads into P6. Who's lost quite a few positions this lap. And things not going his way. But Southerner now up into podium positions, and we might see the two Darnell brothers fighting for this final podium position, do you think?
Sorry mate, I had a little knock on the door, so I didn't quite catch that.
I'll say no, do you think the two Darnell brothers are going to be fighting for this final podium position?
I think that might cost them any chance of getting Monkey, albeit they've only got 4 laps to do so. But yeah, this is going to be great, I think, to see a fight between two brothers. Where have we seen that before? Yeah, I think Darnell's probably the faster of the two, but I mean, they're pretty even, to be honest, and in these conditions. I mean, we've seen how hard it's been for other drivers to get past people of similar pace, as Crispy is having a look down the inside of Ads as well now. Again, more contact maybe between Ads and another driver at the end of sector 1, but Crispy gets a move done and into 6th. So I don't think Beast or Crispy are out of the conversation either. I think this could turn into a 4-way fight for P3.
It definitely could do. Darnell got very, very close to his brother Southerner, going towards the hairpin of Luffield, but couldn't get close enough. Southerner still hold on to that 3rd place with Darnell behind. The Assassin, as you said, is only 8/10 back, so he's not out of this battle just yet with a few laps to go. Crispy over to P6 now, as we saw him just get past as Division's now making his way into P8 past JD Menz. Division's having a brilliant race, and he could, actually, he definitely should, get past Ads, because obviously Ads with the penalty, Division will get that place, but Division is going to be picking up points at the moment from the back of the grid. I think definitely, I don't want to jinx him, but contender for driver of the day in this race so far.
I mean, it's a fantastic drive. He's up 12 positions now, and he's looking really fast. I think he's going to get 7th on the track. He's going to get 7th anyway because of Ads' penalties, but he might have it already because Ads just making a bit of a mistake there into Stowe. So yeah, Division already up into P7, but Ads is coming back with a massive dive bomb, and there's big contact made between the two of them. I think Division may have gotten away without any damage, but he's lost the place to Menz as a result, but not quite sure what Ads was thinking there. I saw him go into AI, he came back out of it and then sent it down the inside of Division. So I'm not entirely sure what he was trying there, which is such a shame because he obviously put it on pole and was having a pretty good race, and it's all seemed to have unravelled as the faster guys all came through. He now finds himself down in 11th, and I think he got damage as a result of that.
He may have, getting a little frustrated there. Was ads. Crispy and Beast now going to go side by side towards the infield. Into Brooklands they go. Side by side, slight contact between the two. Who is going to get this 5th placer's contact once again as they head through Luffield and going towards the old pit straight? Who is going to have the position? Are they going to go side by side through Cops? Isn't looking like it at the moment, but the gap is still very, very tight. Crispy pulls back into the slipstream. He's going to pull to the right hand side of Beast. He might have a look into Cops. No, he's not. He's going to wait behind. Few laps to go. Crispy knows he can get this position off UK Beast Assassin and get him some more points in this championship fight of his. But he's going to hold behind just a little bit longer. Darnell's still sticking on the back of his brother at the moment for the final podium position. Race Roller flying at the moment. 4.7 seconds to Monkey, who's also pulled away as well and had a strong race. But Darnell still closing up to his brother. And the same with Crispy closing up to Beast as well.
Yeah, Beast is going to make that car as wide as possible. I can already tell. Pretty tricky customer to get past at the best of times is Beast, as is his ability to defend a position. Yeah, Division though back again for round 2 with men's, I think. Down into Vale, he's on the outside. Men's breaks later. Is Division going to try and hold it? No, he's not. He's going for the switchback. Is the Dutch driver, but he's not going to be able to do it. Men's positioned his car well, held on to the place. Bennett's at 1. Only at 1, but it's a vital position because that's going to be pole for the next race as it stands. And I mean, other than that, really, field's pretty much starting to spread out, apart from the few battles towards the front as men's goes deep into turn 1 or turn 3. Sorry, Division looking to get him on the switchback with the run.
You make it work as they go onto the Wellington straight now. Can Division close up enough? He's gained 12 positions at the moment. He wants to make it 13, get some more points in his championship. In his championship this season, shall I say? As they head towards the hairpin now, he's still closing up to men's. They both got a little bit deep. Who's going to get the better run as they head towards the old pit straight? Looks like it's fairly even Stevens, but Division obviously going to get the toe behind him. Pulls to the right hand side towards Cops they go. It looks like Division's going to hold back for a little bit. They are going to have another lap to battle this out, and who's going to get the position? Crispy. He's also closing up to UK Beast Assassin once again. The battle for P5. Who is going to get it? It looks like it's going to be Beast at the moment as they head onto the hangar straight now.
Crispy's got a good run though. Very close to the back of the MP Motorsport car here. Is he going to have a look? It's the problem in these conditions. You have absolutely no help. It's going to be purely down to your own pace and whether the guy in front makes a mistake, because there's no DRS to pull you along. And Crispy's that's the problem for him really. He's just finding it so difficult to get that run into any of these corners around Silverstone circuit.
Division has got JD Menz going towards the final corner, and Division's now up into 7th place now, gaining 13 positions. It has been a brilliant sprint drive from Division so far, just behind his teammate Crispy as well, who's still fighting for that 5th place with UK Beast Assassin as he head on to the final lap now here in Sprint Race 1.
Yeah, it's a position now where if you're Crispy, do you risk it or do you just consolidate the points? Obviously, you'll be starting ahead of Beast in the next race as Beast nearly loses it, so this might make his decision for him, although Crispy, pushing as hard as he can, slides onto the Wellington straight, and he's not going to be close enough. Yeah, I think in this position, do you just, you lose a couple of points in the process, or a point it might be in this case, but you're going to be starting ahead of Beast, who I think you've got to say Crispy does look a bit faster than the MP Motorsport driver, so I think in the long run this probably is going to benefit Crispy not getting past Beast, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, all these guys are going to want to get as many points as they possibly can, regardless of where that puts them on the grid for the next race. I'll tell you where someone's going to be on the grid for the next race. So Roller is going to be starting P10 because he's absolutely flown away with this one. Led from turn 1 to the finish. He's only got a few corners to go now. 6.8 second lead for last season's champion.
Yeah, as it has been a champion's drive, you could say, from Season 7 F2 champion, Race Roller 22, the Flying Scotsman, once again showing why he has still got what it takes to battle at the top here in Formula 2. He has got one more corner to go, does Race Roller. He rounds the final corner now to win here in Silverstone Sprint Race 1. A fantastic drive from the reigning world champion. Monkey, a brilliant drive from him as well. Finishes P2. Sutherland's going to hold on to P3. His brother Darnell. Oh, Darnell gets it. Oh, no, there we go. Yeah, Sutherland at P3. I think that was a little bit decent. But UK Beast Assassin held off Crispy, who finishes P6. A fantastic drive from Division. From back of the grid, will finish P7. Jaylee Menz in P8. Mason Gammon P9. And SLR Bennett rounds out the top 10. And he will have that reverse grid pole for race 2. Dodgy P11, Charlie P12, BTFC Josh in 13th in the Charouz. Adds, the man who started on pole, his race kind of went downhill later on and finishes P14. Alan P15, Marsh 16th, Primus Gaming who had a tough race as well in 17th, Night Ranger 18th, and when will Owen Howe's poor streak in Formula 2 end? Because he has not had a good couple of weeks at all, and hopefully it will change for him in the coming races. He will finish 19th, and SLR Czech as well. He has not had a great race today either in Sprint Race 1. He will finish P20, unfortunately for him. But again, what a drive from Division.
Yeah, brilliant. I'm not sure if we are giving driver of the days for each of the sprint races, but if we had to give one solely on this race, I think he'd be my driver of the day. Certainly brilliant, up 13 places. Speaking of 13, of course, that's where Owen started. Finished 19th. I mean, we can give all the expressions. When it rains, it pours, I think, for Owen, unfortunately. You know, started unlucky 13th. Just not going right for him this season, which is such a shame to see because he's obviously got some decent pace on his day. And then you look at his teammate at the other end of the scale, he's just won in a dominant drive, as you say, a champion's drive from Roller. Excellent indeed. I mean, pretty close the whole way down. We've seen some good battles. I think Bennett will be pretty pleased with reverse grid pole as well because he's got a couple of drivers that I think he'd feel he's a bit faster than, that are going to be starting second and third behind him. So I think he's set himself up nicely for a decent finish in the next race. But of course, there's a lot that can happen in between the start and the finish. So nothing is set in stone yet. But yeah, what a brilliant drive from Division.
Indeed it was. Another fantastic drive from Race Roller as well. He picks up 17 points from this race, picking up the 2 points of fastest lap as well with that 150.5. Monkey finishes P2. He picks up 12 points for the first race. Southerner P3. Darnell P4. UK Beast Assassin rounds out the top 5. Crispy P6. Division P7. Jaylee Menz rounds out the points pay position. Mason Gammon P9. SLR Bennett P10, which means he gets reverse grid pole for race 2. Dodgy P11. Charlie P12. Josh 13th. Ads 14th. Alan 15th, SLR Marsh in P16, Owen 17th, Primus Gaming 18th, Night Ranger 19th, and SLR Czech is the final finisher of this race as we're going to head on to race 2, and I'll be back in just a moment.
Of course, as well, Crispy, big 4 points for for securing pole position. So yeah, he actually outscored Beast there. 8 points to 6. It's keeping him in touching distance of Darnell, but I think speaking to to everyone who's listening, it's Crispy's got to probably start winning, or at least finishing ahead of Darnell to start mounting some serious pressure on him. I think while someone's mathematically in there with Darnell, I think there's always going to be that pressure. I think that's the same for anyone in that position, but definitely, given how last season went, of course. Crispy could do with just getting a few more points, but he's going to be starting. I think third, was it? Or no, he got pole. Of course, I've just said that he's going to be starting on pole for the feature race. So he's got the best possible opportunity to get the maximum 25 points there as well. As we're going into the second sprint. There you are. That was good timing. Yeah, I was just saying, Corey. Of course, Crispy. Outscored again by Darnell there, so he'll want to try and get as many points back with him as possible. And with him starting on pole for the feature, that's going to be a prime opportunity for him to gain some points on his championship rival.
It definitely will. As you said, yeah, they're very good first race for the Dams team, P4 and P5. But yeah, as you said, Crispy obviously going to be chasing for that F2 title this season. Will want to finish ahead of championship leader SLR Darnell when he can. Another 11 lap sprint race we're going to have then for race 2. If you didn't join us at the start, we've got the triple format once again this weekend. We had it last time in, well, not last time, but we had it in Portimao, round 2, and it worked very, very well. So we used it again here at Silverstone, and it has been very, very good so far. But let's go through the top 10 once again. It's SLR Bennett who's on pole position. Mason Gammon lines up alongside him in P2. JD Menz in P3. The two Dams cars of Division and Crispy P4, P5. UK Beast Assassin P6. Championship leader SLR Darnell P7. SLR Southerner P8. Monkey P9 and Race 1 winner Race Roller in P10, looking to maybe get a few more points and add to his tally so far this weekend. But top 3 predictions for this second race, so let's get them in the chat then. Who do you think is going to get this top 3, Ham?
I think Division and Crispy obviously looked very fast in the last race, and as you say, it was a good race for them also because they've set themselves up very nicely for this one, 4th and 5th on the grid. So maybe one of them. So we've got a car actually that's just gone off the track in the background there. It's just caught my eye. I think Darnell obviously is going to be quick, championship leader, as we've mentioned more than enough times already. I think anyone 4th to 8th is a good shout, but of course Bennett's starting on pole and he's very quick on his day as well. So I'd go for, let's say Bennett's going to be on the podium, Crispy and Darnell. That's my podium. Any order you like, but I think those 3 will be my podium.
I'm going to go to something very similar. I'm going to go with Crispy, UK Beast Assassin and SLR Bennett. So we'll see what the drivers can do. Who knows, anyone from outside the top 10 as well could get a podium, but we are going to get underway for race 2 in just a few moments as SLR Czech is now going to line up on the grid in his grid spot. And then we can get underway. We've got Steve-O saying Crispy, Darnell, Roller the podium. We'll see what if that can come true. But we will see then as the drivers are now on the grid now. And once again, the lights are coming on. Ahead of the drivers, we've got 5 lights on. Ahead of this grid. They were held for a long time and we are away here at Silverstone. And it looks like Bennett got a good start. Yes, he has. He's going to hold on to the lead. Division's now catching up to JD Menz. Down the inside going into 1. He's lost a few positions. He's lost that to his teammate, which isn't the worst thing in the world because Crispy now to 4th place. We've got a car off the back. I think that was Night Ranger who has hit the wall and we've got a big crash at the back. I think involving 3 cars, SLR Czech, Ads and Night Ranger all going off. Bennett holds onto the lead then, but Mason Gammon right on the back of that diffuser alongside for a little bit there was Mason Gammon. And maybe going to have a look going into the infield. Crispy's now catching up to Menz. I am going to go on board with Mason Gammon because going into the infield they go. There's contact between the 2 and once again Bennett's round. A contact between the ART and the Trident and the pole sitter is round. That's a big turning point in this race.
Yeah, there you go. I must have jinxed it for Bennett. Roller's had a very good start there, Corey. Up 3 already. So Steve-O's predictions looking good at the moment. I was going to mention don't count Roller out just to let you know. But yeah, he's looking good at the start. Yeah, that contact at the back, I couldn't really see how it was initiated. But yeah, those 3 drivers, unfortunately, that's kind of race over for all of them. Obviously, literally for Night Ranger, but theoretically, really for Ads and Czech without a safety car. Brilliant start though for Crispy. He's up 2, past his teammate as well, but he's got Menz just a 10th ahead, and he might have a look here into Stowe. Is he down the inside? Yes, he is. Thought about it, backed out just at the last moment.
Now his teammate Division's going to get involved. He's maybe going to go around the outside. His teammate is maybe going to back off because he knows it's his teammate. There is no point, and Crispy is going to hold on to that 3rd place and go chase after JD Menz. But it is Mason Gammon who had contact with pole sitter SLR Bennett on that opening lap, who has the lead now in this race. Has nearly pulled a 2nd gap to JD Menz in P2. Division and Crispy are going to go side by side, the 2 teammates, and just about backs out. Southerner and Monkey are going side by side now. Oh, that was so close. Monkey's got the inside line. Can he get past the ART driver? They're still going side by side as they go towards Chapel now. And going on to the back straight. And it looks like it is going to be Monkey who's going to unfortunately miss out, and Southerner now up into 8th place. Darnell now closing up to UK Beast Assassin. The battle for P5 again. It clearly like everyone likes battling for P5 it seems in these races so far. But UK Beast Assassin going to hold on. Mason Gammon now pulling that 2nd gap to JD Menz, who's in P2. 1.3 seconds now. Division still holding on to his teammate. Darnell 2.5 tenths behind UK Beast Assassin now as they go towards Stowe. Who is going to get the position? It looks like Beast is definitely going to hold on. As it stands, as yes he does, Darnell's going to maybe wait going down the hangar straight and towards Stowe, or is it? Because going towards Maggots and Beckers, it looks like Darnell's got a good run, but he is going to wait behind safely. He knows there's a long way to go in this race, but it's been a very adventurous, you could say, first few laps.
Yeah, for sure. There's quite an interesting battle going on towards the back end of the top 10 and heading out of the points, all the way down to Owen. Really, as we've got Marsh that is round on the exit of Chapel. Is that? Which is a bit of a shame for him, as Owen nearly loses a car as well on the exit of Stowe. I mean, it's big dive here, having a go. I was just watching the Josh and Dodgy battle, and very close between the pair of them, but they gave each other room. Charlie as well on the back of Monkey. I mean, I'm like you, I don't know where to look, to be honest, because I'm seeing all these gaps to the left of me, and they're all 0.2, 0.3. I'm thinking, who's going to be the next one to go for a move, because you just really can't tell. I think Crispy's going to be a good one to watch, because he's a 10th or so behind Men's, as DRS has been activated, of course. First time that we've seen that in a race this weekend. Crispy down the inside then, and he's got the move done on Men's, and he's going to look to try and catch after Mason Gammon now and go for the win.
Oh, and Darnell and Beast. Oh, and Darnell just about catches it after contact with Beast, going into Luffield. But as they go through Woodcut and onto the back straight they go. Is he going to go around the outside of Cox? Surely not. He's still going to hold it, is Darnell, but no, he does back out, and the slight contact again at Cox. And Darnell's got a really good run here, and it looks like he's going to get past
Roller as well.
Yes, he is.
Roller's got to get the both of them, is he?
That Roller, Kenneth, has been a brilliant move. He came absolutely nowhere, did Race Roller. And he's still going side by side through Beckett's they go. No way can he make this work. Yes, he can.
Oh,
and it looks like he has got the position. That's a
and
fantastic move.
Darnell's not got DRS. So Roller's just pulled the pair of them's trousers down there with a fantastic move. Roller means business here today. I'll tell you what, that was incredible from the reigning champion.
Yes, it was. Making his way up into 5th place now. Past both of got two of the championship protagonists up into 5th place. Division's now made his way past JD Men's into the podium positions. Both Dams cars into the podium positions. They're having a very good weekend so far. Mason Gammon currently 1.2 seconds in the lead at the moment. Darnell still sticking with Race Roller and Beast, who again, I've never mentioned it quite a bit, but that's a fantastic move from the reigning world champion.
It is. It's fantastic battling. It's a brilliant advertisement for the F2 division. I mean, it's just incredible, this race, and it's hard but fair, and it's so competitive between these guys. Josh and Dodgy still going at it here as well, down in P11. I mean, it's just wherever you look, there's battling going on between someone. Bennett's trying to make his way back up through into 14th as well, which I think he's going to do. But yeah, I mean, Darnell still breathing down the neck of Beast, as he was in the opening exchanges of the last sprint race as well, of course.
Thomas Gaiman and Bennett are still going to go side by side as they go on to the back straight now. Who is going to get
Darnell's
like Bennett?
He's
got it. Oh, yes, and Darnell's round, and thankfully Ghosting has kicked in there because he would have slammed straight into him, whoever that was. But yes, championship leader SLR Darnell is round, and that'll be music to Crispy's ears, because Crispy's up in P2 and fighting for the race lead, because look, the gap has closed, and it's only half a second. The Dams driver with DRS is going to catch up. I don't think he's going to take the lead of the race here, but he is in a prime position to go take the lead of this race down the Wellington Straight.
It was a big mistake as well, Corey. Just dipping a tyre onto the grass on the entry into Cobbs. I mean, it's really something that you wouldn't expect Darnell to do, and he's just sent the car round, and I'm sure he's going to be fuming with that one. He'll be pushing as hard as he can to make the places up, but it's going to be a tall order getting even back into the points for him, really. And this is a golden opportunity now for Crispy to put some serious points on his championship rival and really try and close that gap, as he's looking to, I think, this lap could be the lap that he takes the lead. And I'm not sure he's going to be challenged after that if he can get past Mason Gammon quickly, because the guys behind him don't look to have the same pace as him at the moment.
Must be gaining on the race leader Mason Gammon, but he is going to wait behind. He's not close enough. Is the man looking to try and close up the gap at the top of the championship, who's had some absolutely dominant drives so far this season as Crispy. Got driver of the week 3 times, got it last week this season, and maybe looking to try and get it again and take a race victory here at Silverstone. He is catching Mason Gammon. He's going to get DRS going down the Hangar Straight, and we will see if he can get past him there. We'll stick on board with this battle because it is the most crucial battle of the race. I mean, a crucial battle for the championship it could be. He is catching still, as I think adds he has crashed just before Woodcut, and we've got a virtual safety car.
Well, that is going to be music to Mason Gammon's ears, because I think Crispy was going to be going for the move down into Stowe, but of course now no chance of that happening, so Mason Gammon will live to fight for another lap. But I mean, even then, Mason Gammon seems to have some pretty decent pace. Not quite as fast as Crispy, mind you, but still pretty serious pace. So I think he's got a good shout here at a podium as the Trident driver, which would be terrific for him, as both Tridents in the points, with Monkey in 8th as well, although he's got Charlie pretty close to him. I mean, there's pretty close battles for those final few points paying positions, but brilliant drive so far from the two Tridents. But I think Crispy might be about to spoil their party somewhat, and I wouldn't be surprised if Division can look to catch them, as well as Alan, unfortunately, with the drive-through for speeding under the VSC. That is something you really want to avoid. Dan is 16th anyway, so not going to be too major a factor on the overall outcome of the race, but you know, it's ruined his race, unfortunately.
Well, the overall outcome of this race might be changed with the race leader, because Crispy is gaining his 2.5 tenths behind Mason Gammon. He is closing, he's using the DRS as the Dams driver, but again he's not close enough to go for the move on the Trident, but he is closing up towards Luffield. They go. Is he going to have a go around the outside? No, he's not. Maybe he's going to go for the up and under and maybe get a good run towards Cops, but still 3.5 tenths. I don't think he's really close enough, so maybe down the hanger straight he might have a go towards Stowe. We will see. Don't think we've got any moves going on in the background, but we'll make sure to check them out if it does. But Crispy still holding on to Peter at the moment, still around 2 tenths it has been for the past lap. I don't think a virtual safety car is going to spoil the party this time round for Crispy, because he is still very close. Gamma's gone a bit deep going into Beckett's, and down the hanger straight they go. Crispy's got a very good run. DRS and the slipstream. Is he going to go inside or outside? He pulls to the right hand side of the Trident. He's going to go for it going towards Stowe. He's going to get it before Stowe. Crispy is now into the lead of this race.
Yeah, nice move there from Crispy. Obviously using that DRS to his advantage. Just slightly drifted towards Mason Gammon as well on the entry to the corner. Just trying to say, look mate, you're not having any room around the outside if you're thinking about giving it a go. And yeah, Bob's your uncle into the lead for Crispy, and he's going to look to try and pull away now. Charlie was breathing down the neck of Monkey as well, Corey, going through Maggots and Beckett's. Just lost touch a little bit heading down the hanger straight, and that's what I think cost him any chance of the position. Monkey, of course, as well, though, still in the DRS range of Southerner, and as we saw in real life at Imola this weekend, just because you're within DRS range of someone doesn't mean that it's very easy to get past them, especially if they've also got DRS, as Monkey does. And we got Beast and Roller back at it again. Is the MP going to go for a move? Not quite, as Roller as well had the DRS advantage, but again, so close through there. I mean, Crispy almost was pushing Mason Gammon through there last lap, and Beast is doing the same.
So yeah, indeed it was a fantastic battle this is for P5. And yeah, UK Beast Assassin unable to get past last season's champion, and Roller living to fight another day, and he is still obviously within DRS range of JD Menz, which is maybe helping him a little bit. Mason Gammon still within DRS of Crispy, but Crispy has extended the gap quite a bit. We'll stick on board with Race Roller because he might be able to make the move. Alan has crashed going onto the one of the straights, and we've got yellow flags. I don't think it'll be a safety car, so Roller might be able to get past the Carlin of JD Menz here. He's got the slipstream, he's got the DRS. Can he catch up going towards Stowe? Is he going to have a look? He has a little look down the inside, but I don't think he's going to be able to make the move there. No, he is going to wait behind. This might invite UK Beast Assassin to close up a bit. Dodgy's going to make the move on Charlie. Said they were very close to the past few laps. Charlie might be able to hold on to P9 here. Yes, he can. Dodgy's going to fight that back though, round the outside. He's going to the inside line for the next corner. It looks like Dodgy might have the position now. BCFC Josh is now going to get involved in the Charoos, but it looks like Charlie has got the position as they cross the line to start lap 8 now.
Yeah, good defending there from Charlie against last season's Evo champion Dodgy. Very close between the pair of them though. Dodgy might have a look down into turn 3, which he does. It's a big send from the Campos there, but he's got it done. And now Josh is also looking to get through past the MP driver as well. They're going to go side by side here. So tight through there at high speed. Josh trying to hang it in. He's going to have the inside line as well for the next corner. Is he going to send it? Yes, he is. Down the inside. Position gained for the Charoos. Charlie, who was on the back of Monkey 2 laps ago, has now just lost 2 places. So it shows just how the tables can turn there. And Josh up into P10.
Battle for P4 still goes on as well between Race Roller and Jelly Menz, the Prima and the Carlin. Roller's a lot closer this time round as they head towards Maggots and Beckett's. Who is going to get the position? There's Roller and Beast are going to get DRS. So Beast and Southerner also in a good position as well here to maybe fight for this 4th place. Who is going to get it? Beast right at the back of Roller's diffuser. This is going to be so tight as they go towards Stowe. Beast is going to get a double toe. Who is going to get the position? Beast pulls to the left hand side, so does Roller as well. They might go 3 wide going towards Stowe. Roller gets through, or does he? Because Men's down the inside with contact, and the Carlin's round. And it looks like he's just about avoided the ART of Southerner. And that's a shame for Men's. Roller now up into 4th place. Beast in P5. Southern still P6 as you were. Monkey has now gained from this as well. He's still in P7 but has now heavily joined this DRS train and can gain some more positions in this race and maybe pick up more points this weekend. Here at Silverstone, Crispy has pulled away at the front. It's now 2.1 seconds as Roller. Oh, and sorry, and Division and Mason Gammon. What's happened to Mason Gammon? I think he's had a bit of an error. And now it's a Dams 1-2 in this race.
I was going to say, this looks just like the position for, or the ideal opportunity for a Dams 1-2, should I say. I mean, they set themselves up nicely with their grid position in the last race. And then, of course, Division following his teammate through up onto the 2nd step of the podium now. But Mason Gammon is not giving this one up lightly. He's looking to come back at Division. Is he going to have a go into Cops? I don't think he's going to be close enough. Surely not through here. No, just stick it out. Try and maximise your run through Maggots, Beckett's, and then Chapel on the exit to try and get the run down into Stowe. That's going to be Mason Gammon's priority here. Just following them through.
See if they do through Chapel. They go now. Mason Gammon catching back up to Division, who we just lost the position to, going on to the Wellington Straight, but it looks like Division's only just going to be able to hold on here as they head towards Stowe. Division is going to be able to hold on, but Mason Gammon will definitely fight back. Going on to lap 10 it will be now, with only 2 laps to go. Crispy, 3.2 seconds in the lead now, has driven a fantastic race ever since taking the lead. Darnell making his way back through the field. He's now up to P12 pass. We saw the spinning JD Menz. And Darnell going to miss out on points in this race, which is going to be crucial in this championship.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Crispy at the moment, of course, getting the big bucks out front. I'm just trying to see, he's got fastest lap as well as Crispy. So, oh, spoke too soon. And of course, it was going to be Darnell to take it off him. So, Darnell, though, of course, does need to get into 10th to get the fastest lap points. You don't score for 10th normally, but you do if you have the fastest lap. Dodgy currently occupying the final points main position, and I'll tell you what, looking at the fastest laps here, Corey, Dodgy's actually got a really good fastest lap compared to everyone from Mason Gammon and beyond, really. I mean, he's one of only 4 drivers into the 39s, along with the 2 Dams out front and Darnell. So Dodgy's showing some really strong pace here, actually, in this race.
Indeed he is SLR Dodgy, and UKB's Assassin is also trying to close up on Roller again. The battle for P4. Crispy's currently going through Chapel now. We'll go on board with him after, but Mason Gammon is now looking to spoil Dams' party of a 1-2, and he is going to catch up to Division. Division didn't get the best of run out of Chapel. Mason Gammon's going to close up here. Can he steal this P2? Going on to the final lap very soon. He's going to go down the inside, going into Stowe. And it looks like he might be able to get it here. The Dams is going to try and hold it round the outside. Oh, how is there not contact there? They're still going side by side. Division still got the inside line as they go into the final couple of corners. Who is going to get it? Mason Gammon's got the inside line going into the exit of Vale. And he's going to hold on to that P2. But I think that might be maybe tactical from Division because he knows he's going to get DRS later on in this lap and might be able to snap the position back as they're finding the Delta has now fixed itself. And Crispy is still pulling out 4.3 second gap now, and just extending it as the 2 behind are battling. And Mason Gammon's nearly lost it. That was very, very close through farm, but has kept it together. But Division's now going to be right in the back of him. But I do wonder, is he going to go down the Wellington Straight, or is he going to wait to the Hangar Straight and maybe go get him going towards Stowe? We will see. He is closing the gap, is Division. Is he going to have a look going towards Brooklands? No, he's not. He's going to wait behind and maybe have a go going towards Stowe.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd personally say he'd be better biding his time, but of course he's still got to get that all-important run through Marriott's and Beckett's. Otherwise, if he loses touch and distance to Mason Gammon, I don't think he'll be able to challenge him into Stowe. Of course, the battling here has really helped Crispy extend his lead. Not that I think it was ever really going to be under threat. As soon as he got the lead, I thought he was going to pull away, and he has. Roller still holding Beast behind him. I don't quite know how he's gone on this long as Monkey's left the session, which could cost him a chance of P7. Dodgy might nick that off him, which is going to be such a shame for him as Division then.
Here we go then, Division round the outside of Mason Gammon towards Stowe. Who's going to get this P2 position? It looks like Mason Gammon's going to get it for now. His teammate Crispy's going to cross the line any moment. Division's going to try and get the inside line, but Crispy in the Dams has driven a brilliant race and he's going to win this second sprint race. But who's going to get P2? It looks like it's going to be Mason Gammon. Division with a little slide out the exit. Crispy still is the fastest lap on the final lap. Mason Gammon spoils a Dams 1-2, but nevertheless it's still a double podium for Dams as Division finishes P3. Roller holds off UK Beast Assassin.
Oh, Owen spun.
Monkey finishes P6. Oh, and Owen has lost it. As Owen lost it. No, Darnell's lost it across the line.
Well, they both lost it. Yeah, Darnell had a little go down down the inside of the final corner. I think it spooked Owen a bit into a spin. Darnell hit him, corrected Owen, and then spun himself. But yeah, it was brilliant defending there at the end from Mason Gammon. Tip my hat to him. He held his car round the outside into Vale, became the inside, of course, for the second part, and yeah, just held Division off, who I thought was going to be a shoo-in for P2 once he'd gotten past the Trident the first time. But fair play to Mason Gammon, stuck with him and came back and got that P2. Roller as well did fantastically to hold off Beast, because Beast was two tenths back heading out onto the back straight there. So how Roller stayed ahead, I don't know, but yeah, brilliant driving again, up 6 for Roller. So he's had 2 fantastic races there, and as well double points for Trident with Monkey in P7. So a couple of teams here getting some very nice points finishes for the pair of them.
Indeed, a very good race from Race Roller again, no pun intended, as the in-game driver of the day does go to him, but it is Crispy who takes another F2 victory with a fantastic drive after he'd taken the lead. He did not look back, taking 17 points in this second race. Mason Gammon finishes P2, Division P3, Race Roller P4 with, like I said, a brilliant drive, stealing the fastest lap as well on the final lap. UK Beast Assassin P5, Southerner P6, Monkey P7 after disconnecting, just about held on, and Dodgy takes the final points position. As who are you going to give that second drive of the day to in this second sprint race?
Oh, there's a few drivers really. Roller again is a very good shout, up 6 positions. You've got Division as well, who had a very tidy race, but I think it's got to be Crispy. I mean, we thought he was going to be in a decent position, and then as soon as he took the lead, he didn't look back. He ended up with the fastest lap, although it's glitched out and got Roller's time in purple for some reason on my screen. But yeah, Crispy, full 17 points there. He really needed that, especially when his championship rival is down in P11 with nothing to his name. Yeah, I think it's got to be Crispy. Brilliant drive from the Dams, who of course is now on pole as well for the feature race.
Indeed, yeah, that was an error from my end. Yeah, it is Crispy, just to confirm, who did get the fastest lap, as you said, getting the 2 points. So that's why he is on 17 points, of course. And Roller and Crispy tied on points this weekend with 25 points going into the main point scoring race, the feature race, which obviously the qualifying results go off. So let's go through the grid then, and we'll see what strategies people go on. Are they going to go for the ultimate strategy, or are they going to go for the mediums? So it is Crispy then, who we saw take victory in race 2, starts on pole position with championship leader SLR Darnell, one of the championship protagonists, still in P2. SLR Czech P3 is very good qualifying from the Campos Racing driver. UK Beast Assassin in P4 for the MP Motorsport team. SLR Southerner P5. Jaylee Men's P6 just behind. The 2 Tridents had a good qualifying. Mason Gammon and Monkey P7 to P8 have had a very good weekend so far, should say. Race Roller, last season's champion in P9. Maybe he wanted more. Adds P10. He starts on pole for race 1. Unfortunately, didn't have the best of races, looking to make up for it. SLR Bennett, the pole sitter last race, who got the contact it was with Mason Gammon. Maybe looking for a better race as well. SLR Marsh P12, good qualifying from the Evo class driver. Owen Howe P13, looking to maybe get some points after a tough first few weekends. Charlie P14, Primus Gaming P15, Night Ranger 16th, SLR Allen 17th. BCFC Josh in the Sharoos P18, SLR Dodgy last season's Evo champion P19, and Division rounds out the grid. Can maybe we see him do another drive through the field where we saw him gain 13 positions in that race one? We will see.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly wouldn't be that surprising given the pace he's already shown. I think if this was me personally, I'd be looking at going for the alternate strategy. Generally, is the faster of the two. Of course, the fresher, softer tyres at the end allow you to pit a little bit earlier. You can do more laps on them at the end than you normally would at the start of the race as well. And given the fact that even in that last race, we had quite a few crashes, but no safety car, which of course is the main thing that could scupper up any strategy. I think the alternate's looking pretty good around here, but it'll be interesting to see what people go for. Maybe Crispy on pole might want to look to pull away a bit of a gap at the start on the softer of the tyres, the mediums. I think it is this weekend, but I don't know. We'll see. I think whatever choice these guys go for, they'll be praying one way or another for a safety car or not. And then, if you're light division, why not gamble? Maybe go for the hard, go long, and then hope for a safety car at the end, or just, hope for the better pace at the end. Because, you want to be in clean air, really. As Dodgy said in the chat, I just saw it's just a DRS train, really. And I mean, as good as we have seen the battling, there has also been a lot of laps where we've seen guys just stuck behind one another. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. We obviously want some good close racing, but I'm sure these guys won't mind a little bit of a spread of the field quite early on to be able to pick some guys off and get some overtakes in. But 20 odd laps I think it will be here. Lots of action we're gonna be in store for. So a long way to go, of course, in the feature.
Indeed, it will. And obviously, as we said, we'll see what strategy people go for. Obviously, this is the main point scoring race, normal Formula One style points, 25 points for the win, down to 1 point for P10, 2 points for the fastest lap as it's been for the other races so far. But this race is different. We've got a longer race, and we have got a mandatory pit stop. And we will see when the drivers take that and how big the undercut is going to be around here, and who we see go for that as the formation lap is going to get underway in 15 seconds' time. And while we've got a minute, who do you get your top three predictions in the chat? And Harry, who do you think your top three predictions are going to be?
I mean, given his pace last race, I think Crispy for me has got to be up there. P1 quite possibly, as we kind of just wait to get them in, so I can myself look at the strategy. That would be quite nice. I just want to see what tyres everyone's on before I fully make my decision. So interesting enough, the top 5 all gone for mediums, which is that's quite an interesting one to look at. Monkey and Roller as well on the mediums. So I'm going to go Crispy. I think Darnell as well will be there, hoping that we can get those two fighting on track this weekend. That would be nice to see, the two championship rivals going at it. Who else? I mean, Czech's obviously shown very strong pace in qualifying to be up there in P3, but it's not gone his way this weekend so far. I'm going to go slightly left field here, and I'm going to say that we're going to see Roller also on the podium. Because why not? So I'm going to say Crispy, Darnell, Roller is my top 3.
I also think we are going to see Crispy on the podium. Obviously, it's showing fantastic pace this season. I do think we are going to see Czech on the podium, maybe making up for the other 2 races, looking for redemption. And I'm going to go with, let's go with one of the Darnell brothers. We are going to go with Southerner for the other top 3 spot. We'll see which order they get it round in. Of course, any other 3 drivers, of course. We've got 15 lap feature race here, so not much longer, but obviously tyre wear will be quite a bit worse, and mandatory pit stop, of course. And strategy, as we said, everyone is on the mediums, apart from Jaylee Menz, Mason Gammon, Ads, SLR Bennett, Owen Howe 36, SLR Charlie, and SLR Dodgy. The rest have gone for the medium compound tyres, and we'll see if the alternate strategy does work around here. As you can see, the drivers weaving to get those tyres warmed up and ready for the start of this final race of the evening. Thank you to everyone who's joined us so far. It has been a fantastic triple weekend so far, if I say so myself, and hopefully we're going to get some more fantastic action for this final race of the evening.
Yeah, the big thing really, I think, for those guys on the mediums is, of course, any early safety car now, they should be able to pit. With a safety car, you can pit at the end of lap 3, not before. And, I mean, losing 30-odd seconds as you do in the pits, You really can't afford to have a safety car, let all the mediums run as pit, and then having to stay out on hards and then losing all that time and pitting later on in the race. So I can see why they've all gone for the mediums. I'd say it's pretty sensible, really. They're kind of covering off the most sort of damaging outcome with a safety car, I think.
Here we go then, Division now pulls into his grid spot in the dams. It's his teammate Crispy who's on pole position then for this final race of the evening, the feature race where the most points are handed out. The drivers are coming on for the final time of the night ahead of the drivers now. 5 lights are on and we're underway for the feature race here in Formula 2 at Silverstone, and it looks like Crispy got a pretty decent start. Darnell, oh, and someone's off at the back. I'm not sure who that was. I think that's Primus Gaming, who's had a massive crash off the start line. Are we going to maybe get a safety car? We will see. Crispy holds on to the lead then with Darnell just behind. Check's going to have a look down the inside on Southern.
Massive crash. Massive crash.
P3. What's happened
Huge.
at the back? Oh,
4
yeah,
5 drivers all off at the back there, down at turn 3. Again, I didn't see who initiated the contact, but that's Bennett again. He's had a torrid weekend. Has Bennett. He's gone. Gammon's gone as well. Josh, Marsh, I think Alan as well has had some sort of incident as he's gone round heading onto the Wellington Straight. Division has had a pretty tidy start again, Corey, already up into 14th, but I think there might be a few guys towards the back with a little bit of damage here as well, because yeah, there was a big crash. I'm surprised that they're all still in the race, really, because yeah, a lot of cars going completely the wrong direction through the right-hander of turn 3.
Oh, it's very close there between Monkey and Men's. Nearly contact going into Cops, and now this has brought Race Roller into the race, you could say. And now we'll be to 7th place past JD Menz as they go through Maggots and Beckett. Roller making his way back through. Owen now up into 9th place. A man who has made a very good start as well is SLR Dodgy. Started P19 and now is in the points paying position. Southerner is now going to try and get past SLR Check for P4, who's lost 2 positions at the start. He's still going to try and hold on to this P4 as they go into the inside of Stowe, should I say. Southerner now still with the inside line as they go towards the final couple of corners, and he does go up to P4. Check losing a couple of positions on this opening lap, but it is Crispy who holds on to the lead then, 0.4 of a second behind SLR Darnell, the championship leader. A very chaotic first lap it has been.
Yeah, Owen's had a great start, as has Dodgy. So we've got Josh retiring in the pits, which is a shame to see. Yeah, Owen up 4 on those hard compound tyres. Dodgy as well is up 9 places on the hard. So they've had a fantastic start. As Dodgy's gone down the inside of Owen there, and that has not worked out well for him. Just about avoiding a spin, and now he's got Charlie looking, these two battling again as they did in the previous race, but Dodgy holding on for now. But yeah, a little bit of a speculative dive on Owen there as you've got Check and Southerner. Check not really giving this up just yet, sticking with Southerner a couple of attempts away.
Indeed it is, as you mentioned earlier, Division has made a fantastic start, now gaining 7 positions. He's now right on the back of Night Ranger and maybe to looking to make a move going into Cops. He's got the outside line going into Cops, the UNI Virtuosi, or should I say the Virtuosi car, with the inside line, and it looks like I think Night Ranger has damage or something. But Division now up into P12, getting 8 positions.
My God, Ads is gone.
Oh yeah, Ads is off at the exit of Cops.
Yeah,
he's hit the wall. He's lost his front wing. I
don't quite know what he was doing there. He seemed to just kind of drive into the back of Night Ranger and careered into the wall. Slightly unusual crash there from Ads. I'm sure it wasn't quite as simple as it looked, but yeah, I mean, again, Ads, it's just not gone his way this weekend despite such a promising start.
Yeah, unfortunately for Ads, obviously picked up the reverse grid pole for race 1, and missing out with a bit of contact that happened, and his weekend has gone from bad to worse as he is more than likely going to retire in the pit lane, unfortunately. Czech is now catching back up to SLR Southern in the battle for P4, as yes, Az does retire in the pit lane, unfortunately. Marsh is catching up to Night Ranger as well for P12 now. But Czech still right on the back of Southern. We're going to go back on board with that.
We've got DRS now
DRS
as well,
is obviously enabled.
Yep.
Southern with DRS just off UK Beast Assassin, so he will catch up to Beast, who's in the final podium position. Darnell still right on the back of Crispy as well. 0.4 of a second is the gap. And we'll go on board with that as they head towards Stowe very shortly. But Czech still, you can right on the back of the ART as Southern is looking at that rear diffuser. Czech will be looking to get that past when he can, but obviously Southern are in a bit of a train with UK Beast Assassin ahead of him, getting DRS from the MP Motorsport driver. We're going to go on board with Darnell though, because he could be looking to take the lead as they head into Stowe.
Yeah, perfect start really for the top two. Pulled away from Beast, put 2 seconds on him, and now they've got a little bit of breathing room to have a bit of a battle between themselves. As I think Darnell might fancy you go into Stowe.
Jesse is catching up. He's going to go down the inside into Stowe is Darnell. He's going to take the lead of the race. Is Darnell, is he? He's still side by side with Crispy. He's going to push the downs a little bit wide. There's contact wheel banging between the two. Fair racing between these two. Two championship antagonists going at it. Championship leader against the man who I believe is P3 or P4 in the championship. They're still side by side as they cross the line to start lap 4. Who is going to have the position? Only one can come out on top. At the moment it's Darnell, only just, but they're still side by side. Darnell with the inside line going into one. They're still side by side. Looks like Darnell's going to get the DRS unless Crispy backs off. As it looks like, I'm not sure who got it there because I accidentally flicked away. Still wheel banging as they head towards farm now and onto the back straight. Who's going to get this position? This is fantastic racing for the lead of this feature race. Has Darnell got DRS? Yes, he has. He pulls to the right hand side. Crispy goes defensive with the inside line, but there's not much he can do. SLR Darnell takes the lead of the feature race here in Silverstone. A fantastic battle it is for lead, and a battle I hope continues to the end of this race.
Yeah, Division just laying out, unfortunately. I was about to mention he's up 9. He's back in, though, thankfully. Dodgy up 10 now, nearly 10, 9 as he's trying to get past Owen. But yeah, this is what we wanted to see. Battling between the top two, and it's been so close, and it's been pretty clean as well, apart from the odd banging of wheels. Other than that, not much in it. Did I say something about a 2-second gap to Beast? Well, that's down to, I think, just about a second as the interval's now lost itself in and amongst the action, so we don't actually know quite how close Beast is, but it's more than a second as he hasn't got DRS just yet. But Crispy looking to come back at Darnell. He's going to the outside through Stowe, but he's not gonna push it. He had a little look, but it would have been a big lunge to go around the outside. It's Darnell trying to bait Crispy into the pits, and he pits. So whether that was his intention or not, he's got Crispy to pit one way or another as Darnell's Southern and check as well, following the dams into pits.
Gavin has left the session as well. He's obviously retired earlier on in contact on the opening lap. The interval is now coming back, which is fantastic. But yeah, we'll see how powerful that undercut is. Race Roller is now catching up to Monkey for P3 on track at the moment. Not sure what net position it would be, but we'll see if the Prema driver, the reigning world champion, get past the Trident here as it goes towards and go onto the back straight, the Wellington straight. Who is going to get it? He's catching. He's got DRS. Is he going to go down the inside, go towards Brooklands? We will see. Seen a few battles here already this weekend. Who is going to get it? The Trident of Monkey is still going to try and hold it as they go towards Luffield. Roller with the outside line should get the better exit. Who is going to get it? It looks like it's going to be Race Roller still at the moment. And yes, Race Roller does get it as they head towards onto the old pit straight and going towards Cops now. Roller now up into the podium positions on track, but we'll see where Crispy comes out relative to Darnell, because that'll be very crucial in this race. Monkey got a very good run actually out of Cops, and maybe looking to get past Race Roller here, but maybe we might see them come in later on this lap. One man is catching him as well, is Division, who's now right on the battle for P6 between Owen, Dodgy and himself, of course. Maybe Division might be able to gain a few positions here.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I was quite surprised to see those drivers in after only 4 laps. I thought that was a little bit early. We'll wait and see whether it was or not. But yeah, Roller up into 3rd, so that's pretty good going from him. As he's, of course, still on the mediums, as are the top 2s. Monkey's now into the pits as well.
As well as Division. Owen and Dodgy are going side by side, though, into the final sector of the lap. And it looks like Dodgy is going to come out on top against the Prema driver. Last season's Evo champion with a lovely move. Up into 6th place now. Darnell we saw stay out. The top 3 will stay out of Darnell, Beast and Roller. But yeah, we'll see what the undercut is going to do. Is it going to help Crispy? Is Darnell going to maintain the lead on those mediums? As you said, maybe coming in a little bit too early. That bait maybe did catch out Crispy a little bit. We will see as we're on lap 6 of 15 on this race now. It's been fantastic battling all the way down the field. As we see drivers pitting for the hard compound tyres now, so maybe we will see the top 3 in very soon.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on what the drop-off's like on those mediums, because I can't imagine that 2-lap older hards are going to be much worse at the end of the Grand Prix, which is what Crispy's going to have by the time Darnell pits at the end of this lap, which I imagine he will. just going to depend really how big the gap is, I suppose. Whether Darnell, well, that's not going to help. Whether Darnell can pull the gap down to Crispy or not, because I imagine Crispy's going to be more than a second ahead. But that 3-second time penalty is going to be crucial when it comes to the end of the race. It might spur Darnell to just stay out a little bit longer and wait for a safety car. I don't know, because at the end of the day, he's still got a very good chance of getting P2, and I'm sure he'd rather be P2 than have no points at all like he did in the last race. Can't really afford to go another race without scoring any points.
Indeed, it would be crucial for the championship leader. You've got to be very, very consistent, not just in Formula 2, but in all the divisions here in SLR, because of how competitive it is. Obviously, Darnell leading the championship at the moment.
Still setting the fastest lap
of the race at the moment. So his pace is still
out,
very good. Indeed, that is crucial. So maybe Crispy did come in a little bit too early. We will see. We're into the halfway point of this race now. Darnell still leading, top 3 yet to pit. We will see if that is the right call. Marshall up into P7 on the mediums. Obviously, he's yet to pit as well, I believe. Let me just double check with that. Yes, he is yet to pit. Everyone from Bennett up, so placing up, excuse me, have yet to pit. As Crispy now sets the fastest lap, so those hard compound tyres maybe are quicker now.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the crossover here, so Crispy's kind of gone 2 laps too early, or at least a lap too early, you'd think. I mean, it may pay off, and of course, Darnell having that penalty as well probably eases the pressure off him a little bit as Dodgy's just gone, so let me get him back in.
Just now catching back up to Dodgy's AI for P5, so hopefully Dodgy can get back in very, very quickly. We probably will have a brief moment with the interval once again when Dodgy gets back in. But Roller just out of DRS at UK Beast Assassin at the moment, so but we will go on board with SLR Darnell to see whether he does come in at the end of this lap to cover off Crispy. It has been a few laps, so we'll see if Crispy's undercut has worked. We saw him set the fastest lap last time round on lap 6. Are we going to see SLR Darnell, championship leader and race leader, come into the pit lane at the end of this lap for the hard compound tyres to take to the end of this race? Yes, he does. Race leader, SLR Darnell into the pit lane.
It was the fastest lap, but it was only half a tenth faster than what Darnell had done, so it might not be that big of an undercut here from Crispy. Darnell, as we got a car off, that's Alan, I think, again in sets 1. Yeah, Darnell, you can tell he has good pace. I mean, he pulled away over a second and a half to Beast after he stopped battling with Crispy. So really, Darnell almost can't afford to get in a fight with Crispy, as weird as that sounds, just because of the amount of time that those two are going to lose. Crispy, in some ways, might want to try and back Darnell up a bit into the other guys behind. We'll see then. Crispy coming round to start another lap as he sets another fastest lap. Roller stays out one more to take the lead of the race, and he is going to be ahead, but not by much at all. Really hasn't gained much out of that, Crispy.
Darnell, I don't think has got DRS. No, he doesn't. He was just outside that 1 second window, so that might be crucial in this race as well. Darnell, with the penalty, is going to need to get past Crispy and pull that 3 second gap, which obviously is very, very hard because you have got to pull that 1 second gap so Crispy doesn't get DRS. Have we got any close battles going on? We've got Czech closing up to UK Beast Assassin once again. Battle for P8 it is at the moment. Everyone from 5th upwards is yet to pit. Race Roller still out on those mediums, so maybe he's hoping for a safety car. We'll see. He comes in at the end of this lap as well. Owen now catching up to Dodgy. We saw unfortunately disconnect not too long ago. And Alan has crashed, I think. No, Alan has, sorry, has retired in the pit lane. That would have been music to Race Roller's ears if that was a safety car. But no, retiring in the pit lane was Alan after a tough race. Czech closing back up to UK Beast Assassin. But if anything, Crispy is pulling the gap to Darn at the moment. He's pulled 3/10 so far in this lap.
Yeah, we got rolling to the pits. Czech pits with a time penalty as well. That's not great. Yeah, Crispy has pulled the gap. Maybe just Darnell's tyres getting into the temperature window. I mean, Crispy really only gained about half a tenth a lap on Darnell there because he was out 3 laps longer. Was about half a second behind Darnell when he pitted and came out just over a second ahead. So not really that big a difference between the tyres, even at the stage that Darnell's were at the end of the stint. So you've got to think that maybe slightly too early from Crispy, but then again, I mean, he's got the lead and he's not got a time penalty, so it's difficult to say. And the drop off on the hards isn't going to be that significant, I don't think, at least compared to maybe what you get with the mediums. So almost in some ways, Darnell baiting Crispy into the pits might be his undoing.
It definitely could be. We will see later on lap 9 of 15 in this race now. We've not got long to go, 6 laps when we cross the line. Currently on board with SLR Checkers, only half a second away from UK Beast Assassin, who missed out at the start. And we will see if he can make the move as they go towards the infield now. But it doesn't look like he's going to be close enough to make the move. He has closed the gap, but we'll see him later on in this lap as Southerner is also gaining on Race Roller. Battle for P9 on track at the moment, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to make the move. Check is also closing up to UK Beast Assassin again for P7. But again, not going to be close enough to make the move as they go towards Cox now. Check is going to have DRS going on to the hangar straight and might be able to make the move here still. He's very, very close to the back of UK Beast Assassin. Beast obviously, I don't think his tyres are in the normal operating window just yet. Check has been on these hards for the past 3 laps. Might be able to get past. He's had a little bit of a moment. Jelly Men's now went into the pit lane to get off his hards and onto the medium. So we'll see what the alternate strategy runners can do. Check is closing up, but can't close up enough as they head towards Stowe.
Yeah, Roller as well. I think just pitted maybe a lap too late. He's lost a little bit of ground to Check. I don't think he's quite in the DRS range. As we've got Menz and Owen into the pits, then both going onto the mediums off of those hard compound tyres. You're going to have 6 laps then on those to try and get their way back into the points. Although they've seemed to have lost quite a bit of ground with those around them pitting earlier, of course, with the alternate strategy. Crispy then, this is big for his race, needs to get past Bennett as soon as possible, because if he stays behind Bennett for this next sector, I imagine Darnell might be able to sneak back into his DRS. So here we go, and down the inside, gets the move done. That's pretty important there. Monkey as well, picking the time penalty is pretty important because that could see him drop out the points later down the line.
It definitely could do. He's had some very strong pace so far this weekend, has Monkey, as well as his teammate Mason Gammon, has unfortunately retired from this race after a big incident. It was on lap 1, quite a few cars getting involved as well, picking up damage. But on lap 10 now, we've not got long to go. The 2 cars that are yet to pit is SLR Bennett and Dodgy, both hoping for a safety car. I don't think it's going to come, unfortunately, for them, but, you know, anything can happen, as we've seen in not just his F2 races in SLR, but all of them. Czech still within DRS range of UK Beast Assassin. The battle for P5 goes on. Darnell now with DRS off SLR Bennett just ahead. Bennett, shall I say. Also with DRS as Dodgy now comes into the pit lane to get a set of those medium compound Pirellis on. Bennett still sticking with Crispy, obviously, with the DRS, but just pulling Darnell along here. Is Bennett going to let Darnell through? Probably not. No, of course not. And Charlie picks up a time penalty for track limits, but Darnell with the fresher hards is going to catch right on the back of SLR Bennett here, and it should be a fairly easy move, but hopefully he doesn't lose too much time as he sets the fastest lap of the race, does SLR Darnell. Has he got DRS from Crispy yet, as the positions are now getting back to their normal ways? No, he's going to be just out of DRS, is Darnell, compared to Crispy.
Yeah, Roller just for the fastest lap, showing that he's got pace, and Leicester have just scored, Corey. Sorry
let's go,
to mention that, but Leicester have just scored. But yes, Roller has now got his way into the DRS of Beast and Czech. So let's see if the Flying Scotsman can fly past some more drivers here, as he's having a fantastic weekend, is Roller. I tipped him to get onto the podium. At the moment, it's not looking like it would be the most ridiculous of...
And about a getting crash. Brilliant.
Oh. There we go. I just had one as well. It seems like the session's bugging out a little bit. So well, actually, you should be able to get back in, shouldn't you?
Yeah, I'll just join up one of theirs.
I'll
commentate
blind
was
for now.
Limbs. Leicester scoring was limbs for the game, so big up Luckman for getting that 1-1. But yeah, back to the Formula 1. Hopefully, Formula 2.
Bigger things.
Hopefully we can get back in.
Bennett then in P3 at the moment, but of course does still need to pit. So that's going to release Beast into net P3. So this really is the battle for the final podium position with Beast, Czech and Roller. Southerner, unfortunately, has just slipped away in that one. Yeah, this is going to go right down to the wire. Of course, Czech has that time penalty as well. So Beast, with a little bit of breathing room, considering the driver behind him is technically 3 seconds further back than what he is, if that's the way you want to look at it. Bennett's staying out another lap here, so I wonder if he's...
and Bennett's lost it in the final corner, and Bennett's round!
Maybe not.
Maybe those tyres have gone.
I was going to say, I wonder if he's trying to do his teammate solid and hold these guys up for Southerner, but alas, it wasn't meant to be, as the ART driver's round.
That is such a shame for SLR Bennett as his weekend goes from bad to worse after contacting race 2, after getting reverse grid pole. He now drops to P12, yet to pit as well, so that is Bennett's race unfortunately over. Roller is now right on the back of Czech here, but Charlie is now retired in the pit lane, so we're now down to 14, but Roller's going to go down the inside on Czech here for P4. He'll get him on penalties anyway, but he wants to get it on track because he wants to chase after UK Beast Assassin to pick up another podium to his tally in race for race Roller, and hopefully, well, try and pass that 1,000 point tally in total for his F2 career. Don't think he's going to get it as it stands, not picking up enough points, but we will see. I think he'll have to win the race if I think rightly, but yeah, it's going to be a long shot if he wants to. Charlie has left the session after retiring, and Roller still within DRS of UK Beast Assassin, but I don't think he's going to be close enough as they head into Stowe very, very shortly.
Yeah, I'm going to level with you, Corey. I'm quite a big fan of this because if Roller gets P3, then I'll have got my prediction exactly right for the podium. Not that I'm particularly too fussed about who gets it in the grand scheme of things. I'd much rather be out there racing myself. But if I can get at least something right, as Roller's doing his best to cancel that one out as he slides on the exit of Stowe. This is, I think, as I say, going to go right down to the wire, this battle. It was the other way round in the last race with Beast just not being able to get past the Pramer, but now it's the Pramer on the attack, and can Beast do the same and defend staunchly from Roller?
I think another key factor in this race as well. I know with penalties it's not really going to help, but I think Darnell just got DRS. We'll get the telemetry up. Yes, he had. He did get DRS. Night Ranger picks up another penalty, but I think we are going to go back on board with Roller, because is he going to be close enough to make the move? He's 7/10 back. I don't think he's going to be close enough, but this is also going to help Czech as well pull that gap to Southern to try and hold on to that 5th position. Roller again closing the gap to around half a second, but we'll maybe see it close up down the Hanger Straight and towards Stowe. We will see.
Yeah, we got some
another dose of DRS.
We got some good drives as well throughout the field division. Up 12 again. Roller's at 5. Will be up 6 if he can get onto the podium. Dodgy as well, up 9 on the alternate strategy, and he's also currently occupying the fastest lap points as well. So that would be big for Dodgy if he can get a couple of extra points for fastest lap. Currently in the final points playing position of P10 is the Campos driver. Like, forget the team name.
Roller had a bit of a moment at Cops and lost quite a bit of time compared to Czech, but the DRS is going to help pull Roller along a bit to close up to UK Beast Assassin for the final podium position. Who is going to get it? It'll be 2 laps to go when we cross the line. Gap for the lead is closed as well, 0.6 of a second. Obviously the penalty for Darnell's not going to help him. He's had a bit of a moment there in the final few corners, but and now he's going to lose out on the DRS more than likely. Going down the Wellington Straight, it is very, very tight whether he's going to get it or not. Roller still will, because he's 6.5 tenths behind is the Flying Scotsman in P4 with UK Beast Assassin just ahead of him.
He's
still in this battle as well,
by the way. But I think it's probably going to be a bit of a one-sided battle here. I mean, if you're Crispy, you know, you're not going to lose 3 seconds in a lap. It might be in his best interest just to let Darnell go if he does come knocking on the door, and just sticking with him and just securing the victory rather than risking anything, crashing or whatever, as let's come close again. But yeah, Roller now pushing for Beast. How long do you wait if you're Roller? Do you go for the move this lap if you have the opportunity and then try and pull away, but then risk being re-overtaken the lap after? Or do you do it the other way around and do you bide your time and then hope to get it on the last lap? Because of course if you don't get it then, you've got no time. I think it's a very tricky one. It's going to be a decision that Roller's going to either really enjoy or really regret, probably, or maybe not really, but he might regret it to a degree. He just gets a little bit wide there through Beckett's, which is just slightly compromised his run, and I think B should be safe for another lap here.
He definitely should be. 4 tenths is the gap. It is closing, but it's not going to close enough as they head towards Stowe now for the penultimate time. We will start the final lap when they cross the line. And it has been a very, very brilliant, brilliant weekend of racing we've had so far in F2, and one more lap to decide it. And Crispy got the fastest lap for a moment, and Darnell snatches that, wants the extra points to the championship, and Roller still around half a second is the gap. Can he steal that final podium position here in the feature race and pick up some crucial points to try and defend his world championship here in F2? he's really close. He braked a lot later than Beast there and gained quite a lot of time. Bennett picks up a penalty. His weekend has gone from bad to worse, unfortunately for him. The gap is still very, very close. 0.4 of a second. Is Roller going to be close enough here? Going down the Wellington Straight. He's got the toe, he's got the DRS, but I've got a feeling he is going to wait down to the Hanger Straight and towards Stowe. The gap does close up, but it's not going to close him enough. Darnell still within DRS at Crispy, but he is going to hold on to P2 as he is a 5.9 second gap to UK Beast Assassin behind him. Roller still closing up to Beast, so Beast might lose that podium position still. We'll stick on board with the Prema driver as they head through Cops now. Who is going to get the better run, because this could be crucial. 3.5 tenths is the gap. It looks like Beast got a little bit better run, but maybe is helping, pulling Roller along a little bit here. As they go through Maggots and Beckers, it looks like Roller had the cleaner run through there. Who is going to get the position? A little slide for Beast on the exit. 3.5 tenths still the gap. Who is going to get this final podium position? He's got the toe. He's got the slipstream. He's got the DRS. He's going to pull. Where's he going to go? To the inside or outside? He's going to fake to the inside. He's going to go to the inside. Who is going to get it? Beast is going to try and hold it round the outside, but it looks like Roller's going to get it. We're going to go on board with race leader Crispy, who's going to make it 2 wins in a row. He wins the feature race here at Silverstone. We're going to go back on board with the battle podium though. Roller with the inside line. He might snatch it. Roller has snatched the podium in the very final corner.
What a move.
He gets P3. What a move it was from Roller at the end to snatch that podium. Championship leader Darnell finishes P2 after the penalty as well. Beast gets P4, Czech will finish P5, Southern P6, Men's P7 on the alternate strategy, Monkey P8, Division P9, Dodgy rounds out the points on the alternate strategy as well. Owen P11, Marsh P12, Night Ranger 13th, and unfortunately for Bennett, he will finish last of the classified runners in P14. But what a dramatic ending that was for the final podium position, Ham.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the only last lap overtake as well. In fact, Monkey got past Division as well on the last lap, which was obviously pretty nice for him. He's had a pretty solid weekend, has Monkey. Nice race as well for Men's, gaining a few positions at the end through penalties to take P7 on the alternate strategy. But yeah, I mean, right at the end there, Roller did everything right, really. Set the move up, faked to the outside, went for the inside line and then held it. Had the outside for the first part of Vale, but again held it. Had the inside for the second bit, and then once you're there, provided the other driver gives you room, which to his credit Beast did, you've always got the advantage with the shorter run to the line. But yeah, brilliant driving between the pair of them again, and clean as well. That's the thing, really. That's the main thing that we want to see as much as anything is clean racing. And yeah, we got some of that again, and I'm pretty happy because I got my podium prediction bang on, might I just add.
Indeed you did. We've got 3 of the championship protagonists on the podium in this feature race, and a brilliant feature race it was. Who was your driver of the day going to go to in that final race?
I mean, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because we had so many good drives yet again. I mean, we had Division, of course, in the first one, Crispy in this one. He could have had it in either of those two. I think I'm going to give it in for this one. Roller, P9 to P3, up 6 places, fastest, it says again, he's not right, but he did get P3. So, yeah, good drive from Roller, up 6 positions, and onto the podium as well.
Indeed, a fantastic weekend of racing with this triple format we've had. I'm sure the drivers will be absolutely shattered after the 3 races we've had. 3 chaotic and brilliant races we've had. And it is Crispy who comes out with the most points. 50 points he gets in this race, making him the top scorer of the weekend. Race Roller in P2 will be the second points top scorer with 40 points. Darnell P3 with 28 points. So the podium we had in that race. As we'll go back into the theatre mode to get the cars up as the top 3 enter the party now. If you could tick your box as well, that will be brilliant, as we'll get underway with the interviews in just a moment. And how do you want to do the interviews?
I don't mind, mate. It's completely up to you.
Do you want to do P3, P2? Well, P3 or whatever? I
I'll
guess.
do P3 too, that's fine. Yeah, we'll go with that.
You got P3. Was it?
It was Darnell.
Darnell got P3?
Yeah, Darnell Roll Crispy. We all in? Yeah, we're all in. Right, brilliant.
Remember to tick your boxes and let's get underway.
Right then, SLR Darnell. Where do we start? Championship leader heading into this race. I believe you still have the championship lead at the end of it. Although actually, I'm not too sure. You might be able to tell me. But yeah, I mean, just not quite there, was it? Unfortunately, the spin in the second race obviously cost you points. Damage limitation, really. After that, second in the feature though, just the penalty costing you in the end. But the fastest lap was also a good help at the end. But yeah, how do you feel overall? I mean, of course, it's not great losing points to Crispy, but you know, as I say, damage limitation, you still score some pretty solid points there, and a podium as well.
Yeah, the qualifying I was pretty happy with. We set pretty much the same time as last season. Uh, the wet sprint I couldn't really do much more than I did. It's just hard to pass. So P4 I took. Sprint 2 just spun. I don't even know how. It just kind of was mid corner. Wasn't even on an apex, and the car just went. So that kind of it's kind of annoying. But yeah, I feel I made up for it in the feature. Chrissy was unbelievably quick, and we had a bit of a battle at the start, but the penalty kind of cost me, like it did last season actually. But this time around, Crispy actually did win the race, so he was just, yeah, lost quite a bit of points, but I mean, still top three, so can't really complain.
Yeah, I mean, not the ideal weekend, of course, but as you say, I mean, you still some solid points. Looking ahead then to the next round, which I don't actually, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna be
Hungary,
completely honest.
Hungary.
Hungary, there we go. Hungary, of course, has had some brilliant races in F2 in the past. How are you feeling going into next week?
Yeah, I like Hungary is a decent track, but again, it's quite hard to pass on, so qualifying is going to be very key there. Yeah, I kind of like the races kind of from now towards the end of the season. It was a few of the races at the start of the season I didn't prefer like to my liking, so to be in the position I am now is, yeah, I'm feeling good with it.
Yeah, all right, mate. Well, good job on the P3 overall for the weekend, and yeah, good luck for the next rounds to come. Hopefully, I'll see you out on track again this season.
Yeah, cheers.
Right then, and now second place in the weekend with 40 points overall was Race Roller, a commanding victory in the first sprint race, led from turn one to the finish. So the full points there. Slightly quieter second race, but then again a podium to end the weekend as well, which got you driver of the day for the feature race. So overall, how do you feel about your weekend?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm honest, despite the rain, this first sprint race was probably the more relaxing one. I just got past out at the start and then just sort of, yeah, just sort of controlled it from there. Just about got the fastest lap as well, which is always decent. And then second sprint race, did one of our best overtakes on downhill and Beast going into Maggots and Beckett's. I don't know how we didn't crash, but it was very good, very good. And then the third sprint race, that went a lot better. Didn't expect the mediums to last as long as they did, but yeah, that went well. And then sent it on Beast at the near the end, and was able to get the podium. And yeah, I mean, after qualifying, was it ninth? I cannot complain about that at all. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, and in terms of your championship defence now, only 15 points behind Darnell, I believe it will be, as a result of this weekend. Are you feeling confident going into the second half of the season?
Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, the next 3 rounds, I'd say, or the next 2 rounds, I should say, Hungary and Belgium are probably where I really need to get wins and podiums because, as we saw last season, Brazil was a very weak track for me. I think I was like seventh and completely nowhere, and then Abu Dhabi I did well as well, but and then United States, Saudi Arabia, not really sure about that one, but yeah, if I can do well in Hungary and Belgium, then I think I can definitely get a second. No disrespect to anyone else, but I'm feeling pretty confident.
All right. Well, yeah, good job this weekend, mate. Of course, with the win and the podium as well.
Cheers.
All right. And now over to you, Corey.
Indeed, let's go over to the top point scorer of the weekend. It is Crispy 2001 who took pole position in qualifying and took 2 victories in Sprint Race 2 and the feature. Can you talk us through your fantastic weekend that closes the gap a little bit for you at the top of the championship now?
Quali was good. Really pleased with that lap. I didn't actually think it would be that quick, but it was. So yeah, pleased with that. The first sprint race, I think, Darnell summed up pretty well, to be honest. Just not really a massive amount went on. It's pretty ridiculously hard to overtake. There was a couple of things that went on ahead, which gained a couple of positions to me. So yeah, sixth, I took that. And then second sprint was pretty well. It was pretty straightforward, to be fair. I think something happened to I can't remember who it was. It might have been Men's or something, which got me into P4 pretty much off the line. And then I think Cameron and Bennett had a coming together, which took Bennett out as well. And then I just kind of bided my time a bit with Gammon, and then got the overtake done, and then just had some clean air and managed to get some proper pace in, and yeah, that was pretty comfortable in the end. And then the feature race was it was good. Yeah, it was good. I think the battle I had with Darnell for a little bit on like 3 or 4, can't remember when it was nice. Good clean battle. I think my pace just throughout that race was really good, to be honest. I think I pitted a bit early for the hards because I just felt I felt really comfortable on them hard tyres, to be honest. I thought they're better tyres than the mediums on this track. And yeah, obviously bit lucky as well with Darnell's penalty in the feature, but yeah, I've still managed to win on track and maintain a good pace throughout the whole thing, really. So good weekend all round.
Yeah, indeed it is, picking up the most points of the weekend. Obviously, we've got Hungary next time round after the break. How are you feeling for that race and the upcoming races?
Hungary is. I like Hungary a lot. I do like Hungary a lot. It's probably one of my best tracks it's probably one of my best tracks in F1 cars. So I'd like to think I could probably translate out over to F2 cars. I can't really remember how it went last season, but I should be good there. Belgium, after that, it's not. I am good at Belgium, but last season really didn't go well for me. So hopefully I'll look to put it right there. But yeah, overall, just very happy. I've gained quite a lot of points in terms of the championship fight. So yeah, just gotta keep going now. Keep going.
Yeah, indeed. Keep your name in that championship pot going into the second half of the season. And obviously, we've just had that triple format. Ham, what did you think of that triple format weekend?
Oh, I've really enjoyed it. I think it provided some excellent showing. I mean, maybe not too much different to what we normally get. It just obviously we had another race to get some racing in. But really enjoyable. And to be honest, when it all runs smoothly, it doesn't really take too much longer, does it?
No, indeed, it didn't take as long as I thought it would. But yeah, a fantastic weekend of racing all round through all 3 of the races it has been. But then, so we've got time for tonight. Make sure to join us tomorrow for the Division 2 race at 8 p.m. Saturday, we've got a double bubble of Division 3 at 6 p.m. Division 4 at 9 p.m. Sunday, we have got the McEwen Division race at 7 p.m. Monday, we have got the weekend finale of Division 1 also at 7 p.m. as well. Thank you to everyone who has hopped in and joined us tonight for this F2 race. And for myself and Ham, good night.